Hello, hello. Check one if you can hear me. Maybe yes, maybe no. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. We still got a minute before the stream technically starts, but thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it, Digya. Nice seeing you back. It's quiet? Let me see. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. How about now? Is that any better? Check one. Cool. Okay. For the record, this is definitely going to be a more laid back stream. Last week, after the hullabaloo of my video I made, we had a whole lot of viewers, and I expect much less today. so the people in chat might be just us, honestly. Maybe 10, 12 people. Who knows? I'm not good with numbers. There's only going to be a small handful, I imagine. So I'll say hi to people who's here. Diamond DGZ. Diamond DGZ. What a great premise for a TTRPG. What a great premise for a TTRPG, but if there's no combat wombats, I'm out. Well, we're about to find out. I haven't read this yet. I've skimmed a little bit. I've read some reviews about it, and generally judged that this is probably going to be a fun RPG to cover, but are there wombats in it? I couldn't tell you. Cow Goes Moo, hello. Aquila. Welcome. Digia dropping by. Diffis? How do you pronounce that? I have no idea. Diffis, maybe. And John Doe, welcome. All right, we'll wait one more minute or two before we jump into this. Amazing Dyfus, welcome. The amazing Mr. Lizard, aloha. Can I guess if you're from Hawaii? That would be a that'd be a pretty stereotypical guess. But that would mean you're like 6 time zones away. What time is it for you right now? Around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock? That'd be crazy. Sailing Master, hey Wintry. Nice seeing you here. And John Doe, glad to be here. Wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate people willing to spend their Monday nights watching a live stream. I don't think this will be too long. Maybe like an hour, I imagine. I'm looking at the PDF. It's like 50 something pages, but a lot of them are just character sheets. So I don't expect this to be truly a full day affair, so to speak. But yeah, if you have any predictions for what this is like, by all means, drop it in chat. But otherwise... Oh, okay. Just saying hi. Well, you know, I took my guess and I missed. I once predicted somebody was from Jersey by the way they typed. So that's my crowning achievement so far. Well, I imagine 3 minutes in, this is probably most of the people who are going to show up. So thanks for tuning in again. Hello from the States. I am also from the States. Welcome, Bonnie Boy. Nice to have you here. Okay. Well, without further ado, without making this lead up a little too long, let's start talking about our tabletop RPG for the day. As again, I'm going to reiterate, as of the start of the year and the events that occurred, I am pivoting my channel to talk about tabletop RPGs, specifically 99 of them, and that will take a very long time. I suspect probably in the ballpark of 30 years. And Raccoon Sky Pirates is number 2. Number 2 on this list. Number 1 was Ryutama, which we covered last week, and number 2 is Raccoon Sky Pirates, which was recommended to me on Twitter, or just recommended in general on Twitter by a user called Goblin Mixtape. Goblin Mixtape is somebody who covers a great number of tabletop RPGs and recommends them. Much more of an expert than I am, but I saw the title, I saw the art, and I was enraptured, and I had to know what in the world this RPG was about. Hello, Old God Cthulhu, welcome back. Nice to see you here. And Douglas Araujo Ribeiro. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hello from Brazil. Wow, Brazil. What the heck? That's crazy. Thanks for tuning in. Let me jump over to the PDF. Yes, wonderful. Awesome. Okay, now, before we get into Raccoon Sky Pirates, I'm going to scroll down just so you can see this art, which is amazing. And there's so much art in this PDF. I want to read something from the author. I reached out to the original author of this TTRPG, which is Chris Sellers. You can find this PDF on his website, hecticelectron.com. I believe the link is on the screen and in the description. And I asked him, hey, what inspired you to make a game called Raccoon Sky Pirates? And what do you want people to take away from playing it? I'm going to read his response. He says, hi, Wintry. Thanks for reaching out. I hope your viewers enjoy the game. In the middle of an autumn night in late 2020, our dogs started barking their heads off. My partner and I woke up and followed the dogs out to the bedroom to our upstairs back door. One of the dogs was huffing something through the crack below the door. I looked out of our second story back deck. Half asleep, I didn't see anything, but my partner clearly saw that the deck was full of raccoons. They were picking up small things and putting them back down and pooping in the flower pots, and one of them was scrabbling with his little hands at the crack below the door as if it wanted to get inside. Since I didn't see them, I felt compelled to make a game about them. It sounded to me like they'd crawled down to our deck along an anchor chain from some floating ship. It sounded like, I see. I could just imagine what they could have done if they had made it inside. I want people to have a good time with silly, fast-paced humor, veering hilariously out of control. I'd like them to feel a little more raccoony afterwards. Inventive, chaotic, daring, and unstoppable. I'd also like to help them see all the consumer products in their lives through a satirical lens, like they're imagining what a raccoon would do with it. Finally, I guess I hope people will enjoy the offbeat way this game lets them tell stories, leaving what they do to chance, and then narrating how it fits into the scene. The best place for viewers is to buy the box set at hecticelectron.com. It includes a zine, loose-leaf play sheets, 54-card deck of complications, and a 12-sided raccoon die. If you go to the website, you'll see that there's an actual raccoon die, which is a 12-sided die with a raccoon face on it, which is wonderful. They can also get it through Indie Press Revolution, and in Canada, they can get it through Rati Incantati. There's also a French translation on the PDF on my site. It includes a zine, play sheets, and print and play cards. Cheers, Chris. So that was Chris Sellers, the person who wrote this, who made this entire RPG and had was kind enough to reach out and respond to my request, which is wonderful. We're going to get into this PDF right now, so I'm going to look at chat and see if there's anything left I have to say, anyone to say hi to. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Hell Penguin. Was glad to see Ryutama last time, and now I get to learn about one I haven't heard of. We'll listen while recovering from a root canal. Oh, I'm so sorry. A soothing end to a lousy day. I also, no, I never had a root canal, I don't think. Did I? Maybe? I had my molars pulled out. That's about as close as I can get. And it wasn't nearly as painful because it just knocked me out. But I hope you heal up, and I hope it's less painful tomorrow, because it probably hurts today. Ponyboy, I don't know why I assumed you were from the UK area. Neat. I don't have an accent, a UK accent. I am from the east coast of the US. You got this, Wintry. By the way, I'm enthralled by Ryutama. I want my fiance to DM it for me. Ryutama is truly fantastic. And there's a video coming out of it later this week, because after the live stream, I want to condense the information I've learned and turn it into something more easily digestible than a 90-minute live stream. But yeah. Hello, The Phantom. Hello, Funny Man and Old God Cthulhu. Hello again. Always happy to have you here. Let's dive into Raccoon Sky Pirates. Okay. So, Raccoon Sky Pirates. A game for 3 to 6 raccoons. Madcap fun, as recommended by Avery Adler. I learned through reviews that raccoons aren't the only thing you can play in this game, but that comes at the end of the story. So tell me if you want me to double back. If there's anything you want me to recheck, by all means, I am at your service. This is for his brother, Mike. I'm assuming also Mike Sellers. I don't know. Published by Hectic Electron. That's the website. Go to hecticelectron.com to find this PDF. And it was published literally last year. Not last year. I thought it was 2022. Literally last year, 2021. And the second edition was 2022. Crazy. Recent. This is new. Let me check. Hectic Electron, wonderful contents. This is the overview. Just a brief glimpse onto what this will possess. What do you call it? Handle your raccoons safely. Build your ship. What you do. Complication cards. Victory conditions. Fix problems. A fabled mega game. Using a poker deck. Ship trash list. House trash list. I don't know what any of this means yet. I truly don't. But from what I can guess, there's going to be raccoons. They're going to be in the sky. And they're going to be stealing stuff like pirates. Okay. Getting into this. Welcome, Raccoons, Chapter 1. What have you gotten yourselves into? In this game, and you guys can read this, right? Yes, perfect. In this game, you and your friends play raccoons. You live in the junkyard, which is full of wonderful trash. Yet you are discontent, for you know even better trash is out there. So, you invented an implausible floating ship, oh my gosh, it's a floating ship, out of parts from the junkyard, then hatched a risky scheme to fly through suburbia by night in search of treasure. Alright, so they have a functional floating ship. This is important information. Flying a ship takes coordination and discipline. Unfortunately, you're a bunch of raccoons. This game is meant to be light in tone, with slapstick violence escalating to madcap antics. It takes place over 5 scenes that take you from your junkyard to the suburban house. You'll be looting and back. In each scene, the players take turns describing what their raccoons do. On your turn, you roll a die to see what happens and compare the result to info on your character sheet. This is probably important. We're going to highlight this because we'll probably have to remember this. Then, using this as info as fodder for your imagination, you narrate what happens next in the story. When things don't go how you want, problems mount up, which can force a desperate retreat or blow up your ship. This is all explained below. A lot of the fun is in making sense of random situations and describing the limitless possibilities of seemingly useless pieces of trash. Chapter 2 explains what a TTRPG is. Chapter 3 walks you through setting up. Chapter 4 tells you how to play. But I'm not the boss of you. Do what you want. I don't care. Valid and true. Chapter 5 has advanced optional rules, and Chapter 6 has tables you may want to refer to while you play. In this book, the word trash means both things found in the junkyard and things found in a swanky suburban home. Trash is anything that can be useful, and anything can be useful. Okay, so the intro. Things that we have established. You're playing as raccoons, you're looking for trash, you've made a ship to help gather that trash, and through coordination and discipline, you'll be able to pick up the trash that you're looking for. This is a 5-scene game. So I'm assuming this isn't really campaign suited, so to speak, but rather if you're playing out a scenario, it'll take place over 5 scenes. Will that all occur in one sitting? We're about to find out, I suppose. And problems mount up if things don't go as you wish. Wonderful. Okay, any questions so far? Basically shenanigans the game. Yes, absolutely. Aleph, hi, thanks for showing off Runitama. It's my new favorite game, and my group has switched to a new campaign thanks to you. Wow, that's crazy, Aleph. Wow, that is insane. That is so kind. And wow, that is impressive. I played Ryutama one time in 2018, like the one time, and since then I was enamored by it, and since then I've always wanted to play a game of it. And that's why I needed it to be the number 1 TTRPG, the number 1 in this list of 99, because it left such a good impression on me. So I hope it does the same for you. Jason, I love Trash Pandas. I would make it a campaign to last years. Yeah, I think this could probably stretch multiple years if you want to expand how many scenarios you run, how many capers you accomplish. You know, this could be a one-setting thing, but also a multi-setting thing, I imagine. To play, you will need 3 to 6 players. Okay. Established. About 3 hours. Okay. Sessions are about 3 hours. Important. The booklet, deck of complications, or a poker deck. Okay, a deck of one 12-sided die, preferably one per player. Interesting. So there's only the 12-sided die in this game. And fresh copies of the character sheets, neighborhood map, ship sheet, the dumpster fire. Is that the name of the ship? And one house sheet. Decide which house you're going to run. Interesting. So you have to decide like what you're going to rob. These all come in loose sheets in the box set or in the printables file you got in the PDF. You can also download them from the website and print them if you're playing online. Cool. Pencils to fill out your character sheets, track your points, and draw your ship. I'm so curious how putting together the ship is. I'm so curious. This is what a wonderful picture. But, okay, so we know 3 to 6 players, 3 hours, one 12-sided die, and apparently none others. I know that the physical version comes with that one 12-sided die with the raccoon on it, which is super cool. So, here we learned about what is a role-playing game, and if you're here, I imagine you already know. But if need be, I'm going to reach out again. The Read Tom Reddit appreciated you, by the way. Really? For real? I haven't checked out the Read Tom Reddit. That's amazing. Cool. Helping. I will absolutely check that out. Help Penguin. And I have another video coming out, so I'll definitely bounce it over to there in post. Hopefully. Anyway, Douglas, I'm imagining Rick Sanchez-like ship and more raccoony. Yeah, that's what I'm imagining too. Although red pandas are cuter. I agree with that. I don't know if you can play red panda in this one, but we'll find out soon enough. I do have a question about how you thought about going back to older editions of games like Pathfinder 1st Edition or D&D 3.5 or 2nd Edition. I have considered that, the Phantom. I have. Because I feel like understanding where TTRPGs came from would be good insight into where they've arrived at. I have thought about going way back because this list of 99 TTRPGs is not necessarily meant to be my 99 recommendations. Since I'm walking into all of these RPGs blind, I won't necessarily be able to recommend them until after I've read them. So there will almost certainly be a couple of them in this list that I do not ultimately recommend. But, you know, that's just the nature of it. But understanding the history of what TTRPGs used to be, if I could find some super duper old ones, that would be really exciting. Because I've read a couple of very old D&D booklets, and some of them are a little bit sketch, a little bit strange. In my research and like reading Spelljammer and all that stuff, preparing for videos, very interesting. Red pandas are just spicy raccoons. Not wrong. Anyway, you guys know this. What even is a role-playing game? It's basically a story you and your friends tell it together with a few rules to make it clear what happens when the outcome is uncertain. Dang, this is really concise. This is exactly... I should save this. This is just a perfect explanation. Yeah, so you describe your raccoon, you talk in third person or in first person, take turns, describe the things around you. Here's some tips for improv theater. When considering what to say, be obvious. The first thing to pop into your head is often the best, and build on what other players have said. Yes, this is very important. To take what's something that is already spoken into existence and to build upon it is improv in a nutshell. This game takes place over 5 episodes called Scenes. Scene 1, you narrate how you fly from the home to the suburban house. So scene 1 is transport. Scene 2, parking the ship and finding a way inside. Scene 3 is stealing. Scene 4 is flying back to the junkyard. Fighting off the neighborhood watch. Oh, this is like there's like an escape. There's a chase here. And finally, in scene 5, you describe your successes. Cool. So in each scene, the players take turns rolling a die and describing what happens. Your raccoons, you don't really know what you're going to do. So when you roll, you're rolling to see what you do. It's a bit of a departure from typical role-playing games where you choose what you want to do and then roll to see if you succeed. So in every scene, so there's 5 scenes, the players take turns rolling a die. So there's only 1 die rolled every scene. So you roll 5 times over the course of this entire session. And when you roll, it tells you what you do. So you don't really necessarily say what you want to do. It'll tell you what you do, and it's your job to kind of narrate how that plays out. Okay, sure, let's see how that plays out. And once you know what you were doing, you figure out if it's helpful or not. Unhelpful actions often add chaos to the scene. When you reach a critical mass of chaos, calamity strikes. I'm sure this has some mechanical effect we'll get into later. And the core of the game is how you and your friends weave a story out of each new situation you find yourselves in. Honestly, I'm kind of excited. This looks sick. Because it seems like they've heavily minimized how many rolls you make. Yes, How Penguin. That's exactly what I'm feeling. It's like Fiasco. I've played I've watched one game of Fiasco. I think it was something hosted by Geek and Sundry, but I can't remember. And I've played a game inspired. I played a D&D game inspired by Fiasco and those rules. But yes, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Okay, so unlike many role-playing games, in this game everyone plays an equal part. There is no game master. This is important. There's no game master who single-handedly creates a setting and plays all the non-raccoons. Regardless, someone has to keep things moving. And since you're reading this, that's you. Oh, it's me. Go ahead and read the rest of these rules. Then when you play, do the following. Guide your fellow players through choosing their raccoons and building a ship. Okay. Tell them about the basic loop of what each player does. Make sure everyone draws complication cards at the start of every scene. Oh, huh. Interesting. And discard unplayed cards at the end of every scene. In a few words, set up what each scene is about. At the start of scene 4, mark noise. And everything else. So there's a lot of setup here, and I'm not sure what it means quite yet, but I'm sure I will soon. So there's no GM. There's just somebody who has to know the rules of the game. Yeah, I am absolutely understanding the similarities to Fiasco when I read this, where it's like a scene plays out and it's your job to make sure it comes alive, which is cool. Handle your raccoons safely. Obviously, of course, if you guys don't know X cards are used when you feel like the game has crossed the threshold of what you're comfortable with, and it's an easy way of just letting everybody know, hey, this is probably not the direction I want the story to go in. I do feel uncomfortable. Let's kind of turn it in a different direction. You know, a general source of respect. The X card is very, very useful if you ever haven't heard about it. Cool. Setting up. First, get a character for each player, then build your ship. Finally, deal out complication cards. So character first, and then ship, and then complication cards. And I will know what this means soon enough. There are 18 predefined characters. Oh my gosh. 6 raccoons, 6 possums, and 6 other trash animals. Whoa. Okay. I don't know what these are yet, but I'm sure I will find out eventually. You can find their character sheets in the loose leaf sheets in the box set. I'm assuming they're just at the bottom of this PDF. Although much about each character is already sketched in, their name, the key traits, and what they do, other parts are left for you to define. How they look, what their primary goal is, and how they relate to other animals on your crew. Each character sheet has 3 objectives at the top, called approaches. They come into play at the start of each turn. Find a character with approaches you like. Approaches. This word means something. And I'm about to find out what that means, I'm assuming. Cool. The core characters are Brisket Jack, the swashbuckler. Approaches are these: deft, cunning, stylish. Maria Triple XL, the Colossus. Oh my god, what does this mean? I'm gonna paint it red because it's scary. Approaches: strong, deft, and brave. Vibrissa, the inventor. Approaches: cunning, inventive, and YOLO. Huh. They had to define it. You only live once. Cool. Okay. I'm guessing this just means reckless. Torch Key. That's a sick name. I like that. Torch Key, the daring thief. Kit, the littlest raccoon. That's cute. Sneaky, sensitive, and YOLO. Rabies Eddie, the untamable beast. That's the best name on this list. Approaches: strong, aggressive, and YOLO. Each character has their own list of actions on the bottom half of their sheet. These are what you'll actually do on each turn as you try to achieve your aims. Each action leaves room for interpretation to fit your situation. Skim the list to see if you like what your raccoon does. Once you've picked a raccoon you want to play, write down their pronouns and choose a look. Tell everyone your choices. Pick a personal goal. Personal goal. At the end of the game, if you have met your personal goal, you can improve your list of actions. Achieving your personal goal at the expense of your crewmates lets you improve your character even more. Huh. Wait, what does this mean? Achieving your personal goal at the expense of your crewmates lets you improve your character even more. Is this like a backstab mechanic? Where you like sacrifice your friends to make sure you improve more? That's interesting. Then choose one relationship question on your sheet or make up your own and ask it of another player. Yes, this is very Fiasco. And a whole lot of other TTRPGs, a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse games uses this, where you have a relationship to connect yourself with another player, so there's already inbuilt dynamics. Use it to build up a story of how you all know each other and what your life is like in the junkyard. Make sure everyone gets a chance to answer a question. Write down the name of the raccoon who answered your question and what the answer was. Finally, write down one thing you want to steal in this raid. Cool. And how it can improve your life in the junkyard and tell what people is. For online play, you can find a character keeper that has all 18 characters. It's those maps and lists and trash. Wait, I'm going to open this. You might not be able to see this. Can you? Huh. It doesn't work. Well, I can ask. I guess I can ask later. I'll ask Chris Sellers if he's got copies of that. Huh. Okay. So that's what I'm guessing, Hell Penguin. I'm guessing it's like approaches. Yeah, approaches are like they come into play at the start of each turn. So we have to look and to see what that means, because deft, cunning, stylish, strong, brave, inventive, and YOLO and precise are all different approaches. Okay. Well, when we go back to this, we could try to give this a test run and see, and we can pick one of these and see how it goes. I think would be the best way to learn this. Okay. Now that you have a character, get ready to build your amazing ship. Here you're describing what your ship is made of and what its strengths and weaknesses are. These all make a big difference in how you move through the game. Take out the ship sheet from your loose leaf sheets. When answering the many questions on the sheet, start with the player who most recently took out the trash, and go around the table clockwise and answer one question at a time. First, decide how your ship floats. Your ship also has 6 liabilities. Slow, noisy, vulnerable, risky, hard to steer, and unarmed. You can replace any 2 with a strength. Check the box next to any 2 of fast, quiet, steadily armored, well-built, maneuverable, and well-armed. Let a player pick each strength. Then the 4 other lines, check the boxes next to liabilities. Right. Okay. These attributes help build with the mental image of the ship when you go, and narrate what happens when you're sailing it. Okay, well, you know what? Let's see if we can find it. Where is this ship guide? Ship. Neighborhoods, dumpster fire. Is this the ship? I guess this is the ship. Okay, you know what? Let's try it. We need to pick how the ship floats, right? Am I mistaken? First, decide how the ship floats. Picking a list of options and making your own. Okay, so here are the options, chat. Our ship is called, the example ship is the dumpster fire. How does this ship float? And we'll narrate from there. So if you see this list, pick the one you want to attribute to this ship. The options are hot air, hydrogen or helium, swamp gas, dozens of helicopter blades, mechanical wings, magnets, Tesla coils, cavorite, dark energy, the 5th element. We need to pick one that powers our ship. If you got an idea, if you got a preference, let me know. And the first person to type in chat will get mine. Swamp gas. You know, maybe we could do both. Oh, swamp gas and dark energy. Okay, let's can I swamp gas? Nope. Oh, I could just highlight. I could just highlight like a normal person. Got it. Okay. And then maybe dark energy if it allows us to do 2. Okay. Now strengths and liabilities. Mark 1 box on each roll. For first time play, mark 2 strength. The rest are liabilities. Okay, so we can have 2 strengths here, and the rest will be liabilities. So someone in chat, tell me what 2 strengths we need here. I love how everybody chose a different thing in chat. Okay, I need 2 strengths. Give me 2 strengths. One person will get 1 strength, one person will get another strength, and the rest will be liabilities. We gotta figure this out. We gotta play this through. Can you see this? Does it appear in? It should. On stream? Yeah. I'm waiting. Cavorite is an anti-grav material from a Wells novel. Interesting. Daily. Fast and quiet. Okay, Douglas, I'm going to take fast from you. I'm going to take another. Okay, everybody's taking fast. I need something that's not fast. Wit. Wit. Wit's not an option. Good. If nobody else has a recommendation, I'm going to take quiet as a second strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quiet it is. Okay. And we're vulnerable, rickety, hard to steer, and unarmed. Okay. And while we're at it, let's pick a raccoon. Let's get up here. I need to know what raccoon I'm playing as we test out these rules. So core characters: Brisket Jack, Maria Triple XL, Vibrissa, Torchkey, Kit, and Rabies Eddie. Which do you want us to play through? And I'll check the sheet from here. Which speaks to you? What calls your name? If you were a raccoon, which would you be? I'm very curious. Oh, what's up, Rosso? Nice seeing you. Rabies Eddie. Okay. Aquila with the quick draw. Rabies Eddie is our choice. And we're going to go down and see what he's all about. Let's see. Rabies Eddie. Okay. The Untamable Beast. Look. I like, personally, the 1,000 Junkyard Stare. I think that's a winner. Someone give me a personal goal. And the options here... yeah, I see. I think Rabies Eddie clearly won this one. Okay, I need a personal goal. Steal some things nobody else could appreciate. Take on overwhelming odds. Find a reason to go berserk. These are the options. Can you guys see that in chat? Yes, you can. Which one is my personal goal moving forward? And I'm guessing that's something I have to achieve. Berserk. Okay. How Penguin gets the quick draw. What? Oh my gosh, old God Cthulhu coming out of nowhere. Hey, Wintry, in a D&D campaign I played in, our rogue was polymorphed into a raccoon and proceeded to rob a group of gnolls. This game seems like a whole game of that moment, and I can't wait to see what other TTRPGs are out there in this series. Thank you so much, Cthulhu. You've been here for a good while, and I really appreciate you. That is absolutely wild. Appreciate the donation. But it seems like, chat, everybody wants to go berserk. It's literally 6 different people want to go berserk. So that's clearly the choice that we're going with. We don't have any other party members here. So I'm ask one raccoon to your left. What happened the last time you got in my way? You saw me get a memorable scar once. What happened? What did you see in me that everyone else misses? And I think I'm going to pick this one. You saw me get a memorable scar once. What happened? I'm going to pull a little bit of inspiration from a movie that came out recently, which is Puss in Boots. There was a conflict. I have a committed rival somewhere out in the neighborhood that I continued to have problems with throughout since I was young to the very to my old and rabies aged. It was the guy who gave me rabies in the first place. Do I have rabies? I don't even know if that's a real thing. But the guy who gave me rabies in the first place. That's the guy who gave me this scar. That's where I got this scar. And I need to find him so I can exact my revenge. And that's how we're going to step into this. We're playing Rabies Eddie for this playthrough. This one person playthrough in a 3-player game. What is one thing you want to steal, and how could that improve life in the junkyard? I want to steal I want, you know what? I just want a trophy. I want a trophy of my achievements. I just want to know that I'm a winner. I want to, if they got a trophy somewhere around, that's what I want. And I will figure out the rest of this out later. Cool. Thank you guys for your input. That is absolutely wonderful. Let's keep going and reading what the rules are. Scroll back up. Okay, let me center this again. Great. We built our ship. We picked the liabilities. Okay. Your ship is made of many things, most of which you'll discover in flight. But you know it's made of at least 3 things. A wrecked car, a home appliance, and an old carnival ride. Each of these gives you something your ship can do, either when you roll an action that mentions them or when you think they would add to your narration. Let a different player pick each one and then mark them on the ship sheet. What? What do they mean? Oh my gosh, there's options. Okay. Okay. I will follow chat on this. Tell me the answers to these 3 questions. Which wrecked cars in your ship? Which home appliance is in your ship? And which carnival ride is in your ship? Please mention only one of them, and the first person to choose one of each will be my choice. This is a quick draw situation. For some reason, I Barbarian Rogue Raccoon. By the way, Barbarian Rogue Raccoon is a fantastic multi-class. All right, Beetle. We got Beetle for the first one. Let's see. Beetle. Gravitron. Gravitron for the second. Eject Trash / Raccoon. And I'm looking for a home appliance. Home appliance. Wrecked car. School bus. Zipper ride. Octopus. None of these are. Food processor. Cut through anything. Okay, these are our 3 options. Our ship, the Dumpster Fire, is built out of a 72 Volkswagen Beetle, a food processor, and a Gravitron. I feel like a Gravitron is especially anachronistic according to everything that we've chosen, but this looks interesting. I don't know what this means yet. I haven't figured that out. Oh, the Gravitron. Oh, the Gravitron is this ride. Oh, look at that. The Gravitron is just this ride. That's so funny. It's the one that spins people. Problem track. I don't know what this means yet, so I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Okay, thank you guys for your input. Where are we going now? You are all justifiably proud of the Dumpster Fire. Sure, it shakes constantly, its rusty parts drop onto the street below, and it could blow at any moment, but stars, it sure is fine. What does it look like? Don't feel limited by the 3 pieces above. Your ship could be vast. It may have an engine room, propellers, and other propulsion, a bridge or helm, flaps or wings for steering, a map room, a galley for washing food, and a crow's nest. Of course, the flotation mechanism itself. What else? How is it held together? What sounds does it make? Guttural burping? How does it smell? What frantic measures do you need to keep it afloat? Don't feel like you have to work it out all now. Ideas come to you throughout the game's scenes. If anybody in chat wants to add weird things to this ship that will simply be spoken into canon, I will take your suggestions. They don't have to have any sort of mechanical value. They just have to make our ship look cool. I'll leave that to you, and I'll keep reading. If you're so inclined, sketch the ship. That's so cool. You now have a ship. This last thing you need to do: set up complication decks and draw cards. Complication cards add more chaos to the scene. You play them when you want to avoid the consequences of a bad roll, which is explained. For now, let's just set them up. You can either use special complication deck made for this game, or your deck of poker cards. A complication card has the following suits: a suit, a tag, and a description. Okay. Suit is in the upper left. There's one suit for each scene, and the scene number is located on the card's back. The tag is in the upper right. Tag tells you when the card represented a problem to your scene. A description text in the middle is what you're adding to the story when you play the card. Separate the card into 4 suits. Shuffle each suit separately and place them back. Black suits are for the ship. Red suits are for the house. Poker deck. Clubs are scene 1. Diamonds for scene 2. Hearts for scene 3. Spades for scene 4. Clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades. I'm surprised not diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades. That's usually the order of the suits, but okay. At the start of each of the 4 scenes, each player must draw their hand. Draws a hand of 3 cards from the suit that match the scene. If there are 5 or more players, at the end of the scene, everyone discards their unplayed cards and draws a new hand. Leave played cards out on the table because it could still be relevant. Interesting. For online play, you can download. I don't know if these links work anymore. I'll have to message Chris Sellers about this. I don't know if the tiny URL links work anymore, but I can check right now. Whoops, I'm just highlighting. How do I select? Oh, here. Does this link work? We're about to find out. Let me check chat. What happened to our ship? Okay. It needs a mast and a shirt. It has a mast and a crow net. It smells like Arby's leftovers. Oh no. Laser lights. Trash cans to the side for engines. A disco ball. A disco ball has to hang from the crow's nest, of course. An evil cuckoo clock that goes off when something goes wrong. Bridge does CDHS. I don't know what CDHS is. A flea circus. Okay. So the flea circus goes into the trash cans. The trash cans also shoot laser lights. I'm assuming the mast has the disco ball. A flamingo attached to the front like one of those mermaid statues. Amazing. Amazing. I like that. I dig that. Okay. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna Anyone know how to open a PCIO file? I've never seen that before, but that's apparently where the cards are. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Archmagister? Welcome back. I've been meaning to ask you, Archmagister, what are you the Archmagister of? Because your name is, you have a very long title, but I don't know what it's referring to. We have lawn gnomes? Sure. Anything you guys type in the chat is a yes, unless I feel it's a no. So far, everything is a yes. This is a collaborative 20-person ship, and everybody has an input on what goes inside, because I'm not the person trusting it. I see Jason has really been the one painting the scene here, so credits to you, Jason. I appreciate it. Take turns. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hold on. Wait, I'm working on something. You guys keep yourselves entertained. I'm working on something. I think I got a place where I can import the playing cards. I just need to know how to do it. Okay. Don't go anywhere because I really want to see what these complication cards look like. Uploading 59 images. Okay. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the vision. Enter. Oh, what is this? Okay, well, I have to show you guys this on OBS then. Let me see. Chrome? Do I have to hide? Oh, I guess I gotta pick the source. Yeah, okay. Can you guys see this? These are the cards that were offered by this PDF. Let me see if I can zoom in. Click cards to flip. Drag cards to move. Card placed here only visible to you. Okay. Scene 1, we get 3 cards, right? Am I mistaken? Oh, wait, this is actually kind of sick because you can get a bunch of people here. Okay, we gotta read the rules. Why do we have these cards here? Okay. Every time I look at chat, Jason has more things to put in it. Oh my gosh, let me read it. Hold on. A fan keeps the sail billowing. Dude, we already have. What are we kept afloat by? What is our flotation device? We have. Oh my gosh, I've already forgotten. Well, we don't need a fan for the sails. We have something else. A VHS box set of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Perfect choice. Like a fishing rod idea. A bowl with a goldfish. Here's the ship GPS. Archmagister originally came from Morrowind. The head of House Telvanni is an Archmagister. Sometimes he is Archmage. That's perfectly fine, fam. I appreciate that. I like names with stories. I think it would be possible to import those cards into Roll20. I wouldn't be surprised. This came from a link inside the PDF. Yes, we're powered by swamp gas. So unless your fans are blowing swamp gas into our ship sails, I feel like it's a little redundant. But let's get back to let's get back to the PDF and see what happens. Scene 1, what to do. Take turns. Start with the person who saw a real raccoon most recently, or failing that, whoever feels like going first. Go clockwise. Say what you would like to accomplish on this turn. It might be take the ship to a next location or steal a flying pan. And think the things you want to accomplish in the scene are listed in. Okay. The things you want to accomplish in each scene are listed in the bullet points in section 4.4, the scenes of the game. Pick one approach on the top of your character sheet to describe how you're acting this turn, then roll a 12-sided die and compare it to the result of the list of actions. Each action is tagged with one or more approaches. Huh. Okay. Let's keep it simple. First scene, if I recall, is getting our ship to the destination. Let me see. First scene. First scene is get to the destination, right? Yeah. In scene 1, you narrate how you fly your junkyard home to the suburban house. Okay. So we'll keep it very, very simple so we know how this goes. In scene 1, we just simply want to take our wild ship to the next location. Okay? Pick one approach from the top of your character sheet to describe how you're acting this turn. Okay. So we're playing Rabies Eddie. We are strong, aggressive, and YOLO. So I'm going to pick the approach YOLO because it feels like the only choice here. And the plan to get our ship to the next location is to just pump the acceleration. We're going to jet there like a bullet through the sky. And if we get there in time, or we're trying to beat basically our record time from the last time we did our mission. And that's the approach I'm taking, I think. And then let's see what we do once that happens. Pick one approach on the top of your character sheet to describe out. Yeah, I picked YOLO. Then roll a 12-sided die and compare it to the list of actions. Wait, what is this section 4.4? Let's find out what this is. The scenes of the game. Section 4.4. Okay. So here's the scenes. This is what the first scene. Fly the ship. Get out the neighborhood's map from the loose leaf sheets. Put a token that represents your ship on the junkyard in the upper left of this map. Then move it to one location at a time across the map to one of the houses which are circled in bold. On your turn, do one of the following. Move the ship on the map from one space to the next. When you make an unhelpful roll, the location you're in will give you ideas on how things will go wrong. You may decide the ship is stalled, or you may move it in a random direction. If you want to snag some trash on one of these locations, make a roll to do that. Otherwise, keep it moving. The main show is at the house. Deal with unforeseen consequences. Chance to describe your ship, which you did. When you launch it, is it teetered from a mountain of trash waiting for a push? Is it already floating? Or is it loaded into a giant cannon? We definitely have a cannon. We're absolutely loading the ship into a cannon and firing it. You finish the scene when your token on the neighborhood's map moves to one of the house spaces or your ship blows up. Okay, so we need to find the neighborhood map. Where is the neighborhood map? Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we are trying to get to a house, right? So this is a house. Can you guys see my cursor? Can you guys see anything? Yeah. Can you guys see my cursor? I guess not. So here's a house. I gotta highlight it. Here's a house. Nope. Highlight. Here's a house. Here's a house. Here's a house. Here's a house. Okay, we're definitely going to the McMansion. The McMansion has to be our choice here. And we're starting here. This is our starting point, the junkyard. So, when we try to get there, we have to jump from location to location. So we have to go like here. Like, let's try substation, golf course, garage, supermarket, designer mall, McMansion. That's the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And that's going to be our route to get there. Now that we know the neighborhood, yeah, so we're just gonna go, basically. We're just gonna go. we're gonna jump. So once we have that neighborhood map, right? And we're just gonna go. Yeah, we're not gonna try to take any trash from any of these locations. We're just gonna go. Yeah, that sounds right. So we're gonna launch out of the cannon, and we are going to, I believe it's roll a d6, right? So our approach is YOLO. Roll a 12-sided die. Oh, now we gotta roll a 12-sided die. Okay, let's pull up a dice roller. No problem. We got this. Dice roller. Okay, let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay. We gotta roll a d12. So let's do that. D12. 6. Now we go to our character sheet, right? And we picked YOLO. So let's see if that results in anything. Okay. So 6. Wreck something. Oh no. We didn't get YOLO. Oh my gosh, what were our odds of getting YOLO? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had a 50% chance of getting YOLO. So we didn't, which means we are unhelpful. What does that mean when we've already messed up, guys? We're already messing up. Guys, this is the first scene. How are we gonna It's the first scene. Okay. Otherwise unhelpful. An helpful action lets you do what you were trying to accomplish. Unhelpful action does not, or it does, but it makes things go more wrong than right. Whenever an action is unhelpful, you have to mark a problem on the problem track. Where the heck is the problem track? Okay, see section 4.2. If there are complication cards in play, you might have to mark more than one. See section 4.3. Oh, gosh, okay. Okay, we have to figure out a complication card, so let's do that. Oh my gosh, we're already losing. Okay, let me show you what you guys looking at this. Okay. Can I zoom in on this? No zoom? Okay, whatever. Click cards to flip. I don't know what this means. I'm actually completely in the dark about what this means. I don't think there's any complication cards in play, so let's just pretend they weren't. Mark a problem on the problem track. Okay, so now we go to our ship, right? Because something bad happened. Where's our ship? Here. Okay. Let me show you guys what this looks like. The problem track over here, because something has gone wrong. We have to mark this. Straining. The ship's rivets might pop at any moment. Great. Wonderful. Do any of our cards have to deal with straining? I don't believe so. Okay. Cool. Okay. Someone tell me. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep trying to go there. Someone give me strong, aggressive, or YOLO to roll the next one. I need to know what by the end of this stream, we're gonna make it to the McMansion, whether or die trying. Yes, we would need, if we can help each. If there were more players, they could help me try to make this helpful, but there are no other players, so we're living or dying by our choices. That's very funny. Okay, when an action is helpful, you have to mark a problem on one or two problem tracks. There's a track on the ship sheet and another one on the house sheet. Problem track is the specific difficulties that come. Each problem has a checkbox next to it. So otherwise check them off in order. Scenes 1 to 4, check the problems in the ship problem sheet. Each new problem makes your life harder. They edge closer to the disaster. When you mark the last problem on the house sheet, all the lights come on. When you mark the last problem on the ship sheet, the ship explodes. You lose all your trap and skip the scene 5. Next extra complication cards make you mark more than one problem in a car. As I said earlier, you can play the complication card when you get it in a helpful role to make it helpful. You've added whatever's written in the card into the story, but you get to delay disaster. Oh, okay. So we can use a complication card to slow down the problem track, but whatever's on the card is added to the story. Interesting. Okay, so next time we fail, we'll try to use a complication card and get out of it. Okay, so I'll go in order. This is brutal. Okay, Faye said strong. Okay, I'm gonna roll a d6. We're still, again, we are still trying to get to... Oh my... we're still trying to get to the electrical substation. We still haven't gotten there. The first spot. So I'm gonna roll... We're aiming for strong, thanks to Faye. Alright, I gotta go... Gotta show you guys Chrome. And then I gotta go to the dice roller. Alright. We need something that says strong. 5. Okay, let's go back to the PDF. Right? Back to the PDF. Back to Eddie. Okay. 5. Strong. Okay, Faye with a strong win. Jettison or toss the first thing you see. Okay. So let's narrate this. Okay. We got with the dumpster fire. The dumpster fire is our ship. We launch out of the cannon and immediately we slam into a tree in the way. With the action 6, we wreck the tree in our immediate right outside the junkyard and totally rip off a side of the ship in the process, which leads to straining. The ship's rivets might pop at any moment. Despite the recent injury, we continue to move forward to get to the electrical field. We jettison or toss the first thing we see. Rabies Eddie is going to climb onto the side of the ship, grab onto the thing that's hooked onto the tree, and just rip it off. It's going to hang onto the tree where we left it. We can pick it up later. We can deal with that later. But all that matters is now that we have arrived in the electrical substation. Now we have to get to the golf course. So I'm going to look at chat. After the golf course, we have to go aggressive. So, Dyfus said aggressive, so we gotta roll aggressive. We've made it here. We're good. This is good. We gotta go to golf course and we gotta roll an aggressive. So let's go back to Chrome, roll that d12. This is terrifying. And normally when you play this, obviously you would go around in a circle and everybody would roll their dice one at a time, and have a chance to kind of affect the story as we're going. Let's see. 4. We need the 4 option to have... what did Dyfus say? Aggressive. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. 4 option. Attack someone, anyone. Aggressive. Fantastic. That's a win. We got it. That's a win. We got a check mark on the golf course. Good roll. Okay. So how are we narrating that? What happened here? Attack someone, anyone. Okay, we're jumping from the electrical substation to the golf course. We run through a number of electrical wires, but we're playing it aggressive, so we're just bashing right through. No room for subtlety on a ship commanded by Rabies Eddie, and we're landing into the golf course. We see as we're landing, there's a couple of golf carts on the field, getting in some late night golfing going on, which is a terrible idea because there's no vision at all. And we have to attack someone, anyone. This is how this... Okay, sure. I'm going to use the trash cans that we have on the sides of the ship, and I'm going to wheel around in a 360 to shed off the electrical wires that are tied around our ship. It's going to spin around like a like a shining sparkler when you would find it New Year's Eve, and it would catch onto the golf carts nearby, ridding us of the electrical wires that we got from the electrical substation, and we successfully passed through the golf course. That's 2 places down. Now we have to get to the car mechanics garage. Okay, that's our next one. Let's go to chat. The next one is Jason with strong. Okay, this D12 roll has to have strong in it. Okay, I'm gonna roll it. An 8. Okay, will we be lucky again? 8 has to have strong. Use your ship's car, home appliance, or carnival ride with mean intent. Aggressive. This is unhelpful. Jason, this is unhelpful. Okay. What is our stuff here? What do we have in our thing? We have the beetle, the food processor, and the gravitron. Okay, and we're trying to get to the mechanics garage. Okay, we can know that the mechanics garage has a whole lot going on in there. So I think what we want to do is we want to use the food processor to cut through everything. So from the front of our ship, we're going to pull out a spinning blade and begin to hack and slash through the car mechanic's garage. Unfortunately, that doesn't really work because there's way too many things in there and we're moving way too fast. So we have to take problem track. We have to take problem track. Okay, I think this makes a lot of sense. If we're slamming into the garage, helm. The ship makes a mess or gets caught in the trees and telephone wires or smashing into a building. Describe what happens. Okay, yeah, we're smashing into the garage and we're ripping through everything and ruining everything, but we're slowing down and we're not allowed to slow down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a complication card. And the complication card will make sure that we do not stop at the garage. We don't get a problem track. We don't get a problem track here, but we will get a different problem attached to our ship. And we'll find out what that is. So the first we're gonna pick this one. A murder. Dang, I can't even read this. A murder of crows is harrying? What is that word? My vision is so bad. I can't zoom in. How do you zoom in on this thing? Unreal. A murder of crows is harrying your ship, getting in the way, and generally being a pain in the butt. Okay, so so we make it out of the garage, but in doing so, we disturb a tree right next to the garage full of crows, and now we're continuing forward, blasting through this neighborhood, with crows on our heels. I'm pretty sure we don't get the problem track, but we still have to make it to the supermarket. Okay, we avoided a problem, but we're making it to the supermarket. Okay, who rolled next? I believe it was Thumper. Thumper is strong. Okay, we gotta roll a strong on this D12. Okay, we gotta roll a strong to make it to the supermarket. So, oh, this is mayhem. Okay, 6. The 6 have a strong option. We're about to find out. Let's see. The 6 have a strong option. Wreck something. Strong, aggressive. Perfect. This is helpful. So as we're making it through the supermarket, we have to wreck something to get through. Okay. So, I think to make it through the supermarket, we have to blast through their very tall mascot. I'm going to go to chat to figure out what in the world the mascot of the supermarket is and how we triumph over them. I think you guys should paint that picture for me to see what the world we have to blast through successfully to make it through the upscale designer mall. What is the mascot of the supermarket and how do we blast through? If anybody has any ideas, put it in chat, and we'll keep going from there. What did I miss from chat? Is Dyfus Welsh? Not intentionally, just a character from a fantasy story I wrote for NaNoWriMo when I was young. Got it. Bob from accounting. Toss Bob. Toss Bob? Oh, we have Bob from accounting. Bob's on our ship? Did anyone talk about Bob? No, there's no president for Bob. He wasn't here before. We can't toss Bob. We attack Tiger Woods. That's not a mascot. This seems like a wacky adventure game. I love it. The hood opens up and the food process blades come out. Yep, that is over the top and metal. It's a goldfish GPS. Right, the gold... Wait, okay, so help me clarify. We have a goldfish GPS. If there's a goldfish GPS, is it like... How do we use a goldfish as a GPS? Does it point in a specific direction like a tea leaf? Do we... Does it like fortune tell like an octopus during the Super Bowl? Like, how does this work? Okay, the mascot we're plowing through is Mr. Puffy. The Hamburglar. Well, the Hamburglar is copyrighted. We can't use that here. Mr. Puffy is a giant blowfish. And the giant blowfish is for the supermarket because the supermarket is primarily a seafood supermarket. Mr. Puffy, with all of its jagged points, is in our way. But we know that we can use... And I'm going to scroll up to see what the heck we have in this ship. We have a fishing rod. Wait, we have a fishing rod. A fishing rod with a lawn gnome as an anchor. Okay, so it sounds like to get rid of the fish mascot, we're going to have to use a fishing rod with the lawn gnome as an anchor and swing it around the top of the ship to slam into this mascot. We're going to hook onto Mr. Puffy with the lawn gnome and then heave them upwards so that they go over the ship and out of our way. That seems like a perfect solution to getting through the supermarket. I'm gonna give that a big old check. I think that works out perfectly. Now we have to make it to the upscale designer mall. Who else told us what to do? Let me see. I see strong. Okay, I need someone to give me a YOLO, strong, or aggressive to make it through. I need a YOLO, strong, or aggressive to make it through. We only have 2 more, and we'll make it to the McMansion and probably end our little escapade there. I need at least 2 of them to make it there. What kind of role do we need to get into the upscale designer mall? Yes, look at gravity. Yes, exactly. We just launched the fish upwards. So is this a TTRPG? New Juju 299. I think the best way to look at this is not necessarily a campaign-esque TTRPG, but it is theoretically a tabletop role-playing game that you play with a lot of people. Everybody in this game plays as raccoons who pilot a flying trash ship, and their goal is to get to a house, steal everything in it, and escape with as much trash as possible. While you could play this in a one-setting situation, you could slowly but surely build out the characters and raccoons you're playing as and build up a story between them so that while we're rolling these, you know how in D&D you roll a die and you attack, but you narrate how that happens. So getting to the substation, getting to the golf course and the garage and supermarket, you have to narrate how that happens and build upon the story from there. I'm using everything I've pulled from chat to kind of build together our ship and use it as we're moving forward in a narrative sense. And in that aspect, it is pretty much a TTRPG. I see 2 YOLOs, so we're going YOLO from here on out. Dyphus and Hell Penguin both say YOLO. The next one is a D12. Let's see what we get on this roll. And this roll has to have YOLO or we're going to get a problem. We roll a 1. Okay, let's see if that's any good. We're going to go to... The first one has to have YOLO. Wonderful. Fire, ships, weapons. Make a weapon from trash. And that's all 3. Perfect roll. YOLO is there. What weapons do we fire to get through the upscale designer mall? Feel free to tell me that in chat. I don't know what weapons did we decide on for the ship. I know we have the gravitron, but I don't know if we have the food processor. Did we have any other weapons on our ship? I can't remember. If you remember anything, let me know. And as we do, if you feel free to tell me in chat, I'm gonna roll the last one and see if we began blasting the last 2 episodes of Evangelion and just depress and confuse everyone. That's actually the most potent weapon. Everybody, as we're blasting through this mall, we pull together the DVDs of the final episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion and fire it into the crowd. And as they're blasted with the scenes of everybody clapping and saying congratulations, they are incredibly confused and distraught as the finale of the series is incredibly confusing with 0 context of the first couple pilot episodes. And that is a devastating weapon. The flamingo. Oh, we have the flamingo. Yeah, we could use the flamingo to kind of hook around the tougher corners of the designer mall. Like kind of grab around the pillars and maneuver ourselves through the first floor. I'm imagining we're dodging the escalators that kind of stand in the middle of the hallways and make our way all the way through to the last door. Playing Evangelion can be a weapon. I completely agree with you. Okay, the last one. We have to YOLO. We have to roll a YOLO successfully to make it to the McMansion. Words I didn't expect to say tonight, but have certainly been said. Okay, let's see. We roll an 11. We haven't rolled an 11 yet. Let's see. Does YOLO get us through? On an 11, put your head through something. Unfortunately, that's aggressive, so that's not going to work. We try to bash our way into the McMansion, but before we do, and I know this isn't what a McMansion is, but McMansion in terms of like architecture is just a really ugly house. Basically, it's just a whole lot of weird things attached to the house that don't make sense. But this McMansion is going to be a proper McDonald's. It's going to be Ronald McDonald's mansion. And we put our head through something, meaning we ram the head of the dumpster fire ship into the giant golden arches of the doorway. And unfortunately, YOLO doesn't get us through, so we're going to get a helm problem. The ship makes a mess or gets caught in the trees and telephone wires are smashing into a building. Describe what happens, I think I did. Now our ship is stuck in the McDonald's Golden Arch in the front of this McMansion. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. It should have been me. Not him. Okay, anyway. Okay, so we're going to go with Jason's suggestion for aggressive. We still have to get into the McMansion. We got to roll again to see if we get in. And that is a 7. I'll show you that real quick. We rolled a 7. Does 7 have aggressive? Let's find out. Reach your breaking point. YOLO. Okay. It didn't work. We needed an aggressive and we got YOLO. Okay. Okay, so we get another problem. The ship attracts the attention of the neighborhood watch. Describe what happens. Okay, our dumpster fire ship is slamming into the McDonald's Golden Arch and is not punching through. And we hit the trash can engines. We rev up the swamp gas blasters into the sails. We're making a whole lot of noise, but we're not budging. This is another failed roll, and we're getting a whole lot of problem tracks. If we fail 3 more times, our ship explodes, and this game is over. This is not going well. This is not going well. I'm gonna look at Andy Chip. Welcome, Andy Chip. You want a YOLO roll? Let's do that. We're gonna YOLO roll and see if we can finally get through this golden arch. We need to roll something that has YOLO, which is technically a 50% chance. An 11. Does 11 have YOLO? We need 11 to have YOLO to make it through. 11 doesn't have YOLO. 11 doesn't have YOLO. Okay. Okay, well, that's another problem. We're on number 4 of the problem track. This is not good. This is not good in the slightest. A piece of the ship falls out. It looks like it was probably important. Describe what happens. I think that one of these 3 things would fall out. We lose. The dumpster fire loses the 72 Volkswagen Beetle. The beautiful hull of this beautiful bug-shaped ship falls off and breaks as we're trying to ram ourselves through the very skinny entrance of the McDonald's Golden Arch. And we lose the beautiful a bright red exterior of the dumpster fire. Guys, we're only 2 away from exploding. I'm gonna need some good suggestions in chat. This is no good. This is no good. I need a strong aggressive or YOLO. I need strong aggressive or YOLO to make it through. I need suggestions for what to roll, and we have to make it through, and we'll finally be in the McMansion, but we've already grabbed the attention of the neighborhood watch. We've already lost an important piece of our ship, and it looks like the rivets might pop at any moment. Our ship is not looking good. So moving forward from this scenario, if we were to do the rest of the scenario, we would have very little to work with. So chat, please give me... we need aggressive. Okay, Thumper hits me with aggressive, and Thay hits me with strong. I'm relying on your rolls to make it through. Have you tried turning it to the side? It's not an option, Taran. We are trying to go berserk here. Simply going to the side is not berserk. Let's do it. We have to get aggressive, okay? Thank you, Thumper, for that suggestion. We're bumping back to this roll. We need a roll that gives us aggressive. D12. We roll an 11. Wait. Is 11 good? Is 11 good? Come on. Put your head through something. Yes, we make it with aggressive. Finally. All right. Anyone in chat, by all means, if there's any DMs in chat, please narrate how this destroyed dumpster fire makes it through the McDonald's Golden Arch by putting our head through something. I'll leave that to you. I think I think I can trust you guys to know what this ship looks like at this point. That's brutal. Wonderful. I love it. And I think the rest of the game play more power, says Jason. Yes, exactly that. We just hit every single swamp gas booster. We use antimatter gravity. What did we have on our ship? I'm gonna scroll up. What do we have on our ship? Dark energy. We hit the dark energy button, which we save for only crucial moments. You know, we only save it for crucial moments. But we all an agreement. The 20 raccoons on the ship agree in council to press finally the dark energy button. I'm gonna go to chat and see. Dyfus says we lean out of the front of the ship, gnawing our way through the arch. That's exactly what happens. The crew jumps out the front of the ship, goes to the McDonald's arch, and begins chewing away at its bright yellow exterior, which tastes surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, like a large fries ordered from McDonald's. Not sponsored. This stream is not sponsored. And we make our way through, finally, into the front yard of the... Where are we trying to break into? The McMansion. We've made it. We've made it. And from here, we would begin stealing stuff, I believe. Yeah, so after we finally got through scene 1, after a lot of trouble, we finally got to scene 1. So what we would do in scene 2, if we were to play this out as a group, we would board the house, get the house sheet. Oh wait, I should let you guys know there are house sheets, so every house has a floor map. Where's the McMansion? Yeah, so this is the McMansion. Oh, it looks kind of cool. Look at this. Wow. McMansion. Yeah, it just looks kind of there's this, but then there's also this. There's also this for no reason. Yeah. Cool. So we would have to break in through this floor plan, which looks really sick. That's very fun. And then after that, we would steal trash. We'd start rolling to steal trash. Very fun. And then we finish the scene with escaping. We would try to escape from the neighborhood watch. And we would have to move our ship to escape the neighborhood watch. Very fun. And then at the end, we would narrate how we finish. Assuming we make it out. Assuming the ship doesn't blow up. Or we got anything we wanted. Yeah, it's very funny. What is this? Ship trash list. Is a D100? Okay, sure. Let's figure out what we get from this. We roll a D100 and see what the heck our loot is at the end of this, if we were to complete this entire adventure. So I'm going to roll 2 D10s and we'll see what we got. 1, 8. So 18. What in the world did we win with our efforts? Cracked picture. We did it, guys. All this for a cracked picture. So before we leave, I will say that you can play as things that aren't possums. Oh, look at this art. Wonderful. There's raccoon facts. This doc comes with raccoon facts. These are the 6, right? I know this. These are the floor plans of every house. So you can play this multiple times with different houses, different routes. Really cool. You can also play as rats. Oh, possums. I'm sorry. Possums. Squinty Pete and Possums. Lazarus and Virginia. Zort and Gator. You can also play Ratcliffe the Rat. Dash the Rat. You can play as pigeons. Spitfire the Pigeon. You can play as another pigeon called Kitty Hawk. You can also play as roaches. You can play as Inch the Curious Roach and Rad the Indestructible Roach. Those are your options for playing this game. In case you don't want to play as a raccoon, you could also play as any of those. And I think that's a great way to conclude this stream of Raccoon Sky Pirates. Again, this is in fact one of the TTRPGs we cover. Oh look, I can highlight this. It's so cool. This is one of 99 tabletop RPGs we're covering in the tenure of this YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I see a lot of familiar faces, and I hope to see you all again. This was so fun. Again, if you want to get this game, play it with your friends, have a grand old time, you can go to hecticelectron.com, to Chris Seller's website, and really see how this plays out in your own groups. Yeah, we now 20 of you guys have to fight over who keeps the cracked pitcher. Thumper, can you play mixed race? Dude, I don't know, fam. Probably. All these character sheets down here, like these raccoons, can theoretically be whatever animal you want, right? They don't have to be raccoons. There's nothing here that says they have to be raccoons. So you could have possums, wombats, cats, dogs, pigs. You could have I don't know, anything that has that is capable of stealing from houses. You could probably play here because you could play as birds, you could play as roaches, you could play as possums. Dude, the world is your oyster. Flavor is free. Can I keep the swamp gases they? Dude, by all means. Just don't take too much that we can't like take off, you know? Anyway, that is all for this stream. Gosh, thank you guys for tuning in. This was a blast. What the heck are we covering next? I think the next game we're covering is Kids on Brooms, which is famous from the actual play Magic and Misfits. We will have a special guest walking us through. So please welcome them when they show up on the stream. It'll also be my first time co-streaming. A really exciting time. Once again, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you again, Cthulhu, for the donation earlier. And I hope to see you next time, as I hope to make this a regular thing. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye.